I'm Justin with AmericanTrucks.com, and on this episode of The Haul, I'm giving you my top 5 modifications for that brand new F-150 at home. So you just picked up that brand new 2021 or newer F-150 and you're getting the itch to start modifying. Well, friend, you have come to the right place because in today's video, I'm gonna break down my top 5 areas for modifying with your brand new rig. Now, some of these mods are certainly gonna be more functional, some might be a little bit more appearance-based, and some might even combine a little bit of both. But what you guys have to keep in mind is these are just suggestions, man. If you're not digging any one of my particular choices, no big deal. You can always check out the rest of our selection back at AT. As always, guys, if you dig our content, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel so you can see more videos like this. But in the meantime, what do you say we check out our first mod? Drifting back here, guys, to talk about our first mod today. I know you can't see it, but trust me, it's in there. And of course, I'm referring to Mammoth's 2.5-inch leveling kit available for your newer F-150. Listen, these guys are hugely popular on the site, leveling kits in general, because it's a super affordable way to give your front end a little bit more lift, level out the entire appearance of the truck, and more importantly, make way for bigger wheels and tires. Spoiler alert, we'll talk about those guys next. Now, the Mammoth kit in general, just under $100 for the pair, and what those guys are going to do is mount to the top of your coilover in your front suspension, giving you that additional front end lift. Again, super affordable, pretty easy to install as well if you know how to turn a few wrenches. Your alternatives here get pretty expensive. You can go with an aftermarket coilover from Roush or Fox or somebody like that, but again, we're talking about $1,000 if not more. Your next option is to go even bigger with lift, but also budget. 4 to 6-inch lift kit typically cost a few $1,000, and they're not reversible. Leveling kits, on the other hand, will give you that front end lift, but they are totally reversible if you ever needed to return your truck back to stock or maybe go with a different option down the road. So again, very nice, very easy, and most importantly, very affordable way to give you a little front end altitude and an easy choice for our first 5 list. All right, so you guys heard me tease our next modification when talking about that leveling kit. And of course, I was referring to a brand new set of wheels and tires, kind of a 2-for-1 here with our first 5 modification list. Now, there's no better modification when we're talking about changing up the look, personalizing your rig rather than a new set of wheels and tires. And this is one area in particular where the sky is literally the limit. There are thousands of designs out there that will really appeal to just about anybody. So if this is one area where you're not digging these wheels, I get it, man, no worries. On this particular truck right now is ProComp's Rockwell wheel. It's a 20x9, 0 offset, so you're getting a little bit of poke here with our 21 F-150, and it's giving you kind of a spokey design, beadlock look around the rim, and some of those chrome rivets I think really play nicely with the chrome accents on this particular XLT. Wrapped around that ProComp wheel is the Arturo. It's called their Trailblade XT, kind of a hybrid tire. A lot of guys are doing this hybrid thing now, part AT all-terrain, part mud terrain. So it's gonna give you some more of the quiet road characteristics of an all-terrain tire thanks to the tight tread blocks in the middle, but then you're getting some of these big chunky shoulder blocks that are more reminiscent of a mud terrain. Something Nitto's doing with the Ridge Grappler, and even Goodyear's doing a little bit with their Duratrek. A really nice tire for guys on a budget out there. These things are super affordable. 33/12/50 is gonna fall below $200. And again, for the money, you're getting a 3-ply sidewall, durable, chip and cut resistant. It's gonna give you a very tough look, which, let's be honest, a lot of us guys really like. And most importantly, it will be able to put up when you get off-road and get into some tough situations. So this was probably the easiest modification I selected for this list because it really does go a long way when we're talking about personalizing your truck. So we've talked about appearance for our first couple of mods here today, but let's get into a more functional mod, and that of course is a tonneau cover. Now, just like wheels and tires, there are a ton of different options in this category as well. Hard cover, soft cover, folding cover, rolling cover. You get the point, right? There are a lot of options depending on what you're after and of course what your budget is. Let's talk about the one I picked for this video, and that is gonna be the Proving Ground low profile hard folding tonneau cover. And like any other tonneau option in the category, it's going to exist to serve that common purpose of protecting your stuff. Now, this could be from the elements or blowing out on the highway, or of course, prying eyes and possible thieves. You guys know the deal, right? Taking the truck on the family trip, got a bunch of stuff back here. You want to be able to lock it up and make sure everything is secure so you're not going to have to worry about it missing in the morning. And that's going to be the case with this particular option and most of your other options as well. Proven Ground low profile. I like the low profile design. It does look really sleek once installed. It is a tri-fold design, which is easily one of the most popular in the category. The one negative about this cover is that it only gives you 2 panels of access. Other tri-fold options will give you all 3 panels thanks to that folding up to the back window design. This doesn't give you that, so if you did need to haul something large like a couch for instance, you would just have to simply remove your 2 screws or 2 nuts. The entire cover would then come off. You can haul something large. Not a deal breaker, but certainly worth mentioning. One of my favorite parts about this particular cover though, besides its very affordable price, is the fact that you can close the tailgate without having to lift this rear section. And believe me, when you have your hands full, it's a little bit of a balancing act. Trying to open this, close the tailgate, shut that, it's a whole thing. So the fact that the Proven Ground can do that without needing to lift this rear panel is awesome. So all together, guys, again, if you're a family hauler out there, you're taking the road trips often, or if you're just a worker or a sporting guy, whatever the case, you want to keep your stuff nice and safe in the back of your truck, a hardcover like the Proven Ground is certainly going to be a no-brainer. Up next, we have another functional modification inside the truck, and truth be told, guys, one of the first things I purchase anytime I grab a new car or truck, and that is a set of floor liners. Now, the liners that we're featuring in today's video are from WeatherTech. It's their digital fit options, and as the name implies, they really do fit like a glove. These guys are laser measured, and as a result, they fit every nook and cranny in the truck perfectly. I really like the amount of coverage you're getting here with the WeatherTechs way up underneath the pedals. You guys know the deal, right? Anytime you go to vacuum your truck, you got pebbles and sand and dirt all the way underneath your gas pedal. Not gonna be an issue here with the WeatherTechs as you're getting protection up there. Not only that though, you're getting protection on the sides, up onto the trans tunnel, and even a good bit here underneath the seat, along with their reservoir. I love this thing because anytime you spill something on the mat or you got a slushy boot, it's gonna keep that water and that junk in this little reservoir or pool area and basically off your shoes or off your boots. They also make the HP liner. It's kind of the next generation of the digital fit. That's another killer liner. You can find both here on the site for just north of $100 for the front pair, but between both of them, you're gonna get a killer fit that made in the USA quality. And best of all, it's gonna keep those new carpets in your F-150 looking like new for many years to come. All right, guys, so we're saving the best for last here, in my humble opinion. And of course, I'm talking about adding a new exhaust. Now, you can't have the sweet sounding 5-liter V8 and not give it a little bit more of a voice, right? So we took off that stock system. In its place now is the MagnaFlow Street Series catback, and here's how it sounds. So as you guys just heard, the MagnaFlow is going to deliver that nice deep thumping tone overall, but one that's not overly loud. And that's why I really like the MagnaFlow stuff. Gives you a nice middle of the road volume level, 3 out of 5 on my Wake the Neighbor scale. And it's one that's very livable day in, day out, inside the truck even, not too loud, certainly not going to drive the family crazy on a long road trip. That deep tone overall, as you guys heard with our 5-liter truck, is something EcoBoost owners can also expect as well. So this isn't just a one-trick pony. It's going to deliver that nice deep mellow tone across all different engine platforms. Construction is certainly on point here with MagnaFlow. We're looking at a full stainless steel build, 409 grade to be exact, 3-inch mandrel bent tubing, exiting out the large polished 4-inch tip etched with that MagnaFlow logo. You can bolt this system up to pretty much any 2015 and newer F-150 without issue, and it's a pretty easy job. It's gonna retain that factory resonator. That's gonna be partially responsible for keeping that volume in check, but also keeping the drone levels down while you're cruising on the highway. So guys, again, rounding out my top 5 list here for your new F-150, especially if you got the 5-liter truck, and exhaust is an easy addition, and the MagnaFlow is certainly going to deliver some pretty sweet sound. Well, guys, that's going to wrap up our top 5 list for your brand new 21 and newer F-150 at home. As always, we want to hear from you. What are you throwing on that new rig at home? Drop us a comment and let us know. In the meantime, I'm Justin. Thanks for watching. And for all things F-150, keep it right here at AmericanTrucks.com.